てゆくこのままじゃ終われ
I am actually kind of surprised that we are getting more of Taya. How much in the grander narrative it's not as important as how he got rich or even how he got the tech to communicate with Bundarios. But hey, we at least got to know how Taya was when he was young. We still don't know anything about his family, but we did discover that he was a shy little boy, that his first crush was his after school teacher, and she was the one that actually kind of helped him to grow out of his shell and become the cranked up human being that he is today. With this episode, we discovered that Tyre can actually play the guitar. Like, remember 2 episodes ago when Mir, fucking Chashiro and Bundarios cleaned up one of the rooms in his big mansion and we saw a bunch of guitars? Yeah, like he can actually play it, which is actually funnier to think that he learned how to play the guitar to raise up the teacher. It's kind of funny. But the episode itself kind of revolved around one location, being the after school place, the same place that Taya gone to, with pretty much Taya coming in to kind of not only give a delivery to the head of that after school place, but also kind of hang around with the kids, with the entire team, which was genuinely funny because there is a point where you can clearly see Joe is really enjoying this and Chashiro is very much not. It's kind of like the in between the two. It's just like, it's so funny. Like, I don't get it, but it's also really cool. And also it kind of like revolved around the big narrative of the episode of Taya kind of like tying up the loose ends and fully kind of getting away from that first crush when the head counselor, I will call it the head counselor because I don't know how to call her, kind of slip up and said to the rest of the team that, oh, like he had a big crush on her, and totally embarrassed the dude that is trying to be like, oh, look at me, I'm so cool. And how much it is kind of funny that just Byun-D is like, oh my god, you fucking tell me more. And Chashiro and Sakito kind of look at each other and like Sakito is like, yeah, he does been reading a lot of romantic novels, and it's like, oh, you're not cool anymore, aren't ya, Byun-D? Your name is Diesel, you need to talk about family and going a quarter mile at a time, for fuck's sake. But when Mira actually got to ask Taya about that teacher, she said, hey, where she is now? It's like, Taya just said that she left. She pretty much skipped town, which kind of leads us to 2 options to kind of translate it to what he actually meant. A, like literally she just left town, or B, she died, which kind of makes more sense specifically with Taya actually delivering flowers to the place. It feels like the most like truest translation of skipping town means, but yeah, but it is kind of interesting that it seems that Tyre is still semi-affected by that news. It could be legitimately like Tyre heard it and then decided to go to that place. Like, we don't know like if it happened now or like years ago, but it is really interesting because he daydreamed about her like before he went to the school. So it's like, okay, there is some missing pieces, but we don't really need that. And it does help with the guitar-based monster of the week powers that puts people to sleep and bringing them back to an important moment in their life when they were a child or just any important moment, and pretty much slowly kind of like taking gasoline from them. And putting Sakito alongside Taya in that situation is great because like Sakito straight off the bat like understood what the fuck is going on and he actually released himself out, which is the most thing that the show has done with Mr. Sakito. I'm sorry, it's just like, oh my god, he's finally doing something. He's actually kind of like smart, while Taya is kind of stuck in this very much almost like dream-like state with his teacher pretty much saying, hey, stay with me forever, which is kind of creepy when there is a big fucking age difference. But in the end, the team and the children actually like sang the song that she kind of created. I don't know if she created it or it's just a popular song in Japan, but they sang it and it did help him to wake up. And then we got a really cool fight scene, and that was pretty much it. Like, this episode did a lot to Tyre's character. Like, not like fully like, oh my god, we know everything, but you can clearly see Taya is kind of this normal human being that has a problem with detaching from the past, which is really interesting. And it's going to be even more interesting to learn more about him, because it gave Taya this different perspective of life, shedding more about his past and how much it's nice to grab onto it, but you need to let it go, which was great. While the fight scenes were really fun, not only on the ground but also like the big mech fight. Like, I wish that they would have done something different than just, oh, fire trucks and emergency vehicles can run red lights. Like, it would have been funnier if he would have just transformed to like the lion rescue. It's like, I'm a fucking lion. I don't need to abide by the fucking road system. I would just eat the cops. But yeah, like, this one was genuinely fun. It had really great moments for Taya and his character and learning more about him. Yeah, this one gets a B. It was perfectly good. So yeah, what you thought about Boonboomger episode 24? Comment below, let me know. Thank you very much for watching the video. Please, if you liked it, please press that like button and also help the subscribe button to finally achieve its true goal to become a subscribed button. Also, don't forget, you're the only one that can prevent forest fires. Thank you very much and have a great rest of your day.